Today is Friday, May 9th, 2025, and I'm basically flat today, even though at one point I was up 3%, back up to 140. I'm still down a ways from my all-time highs, which was 170, but I think eventually we'll get back up there. And of course, I'm still outperforming QQQ, which is still down over 5% this year. So I am outperforming QQQ by basically 15%. And of course, the micro Russell's futures contract that I have is still down about 260 bucks. But I mean, it's only one contract, so it's such a small amount of risk. I'm willing to just ride it out. And if any of you guys noticed, I do have another covered call on Palantir. So it is possible for my entire Palantir position to be called away sometime this year. And with these two covered call contracts, that should be the rest of my principal balance. So all the money that I did put into Palantir initially before the 560% gains, all of that should be pulled out of my Palantir position. So if Palantir does somehow hit $150 per share this year, basically on 200 shares, that's like 30 grand. I'm perfectly fine with all of my shares getting sold off. And then basically I'll take roughly $30,000 that I'd get from that and either pay off a little bit of my margin or most likely reinvest it into some stocks, depending on where the market is, of course. And this is kind of what my portfolio is looking like right now. Robinhood's still my number one position. Nike is still number two. Palantir is creeping up to that number two position, but it is still number three for now. Pepsi is number four. RAPX. Then of course TLT, Honest, PayPal, SoFi. And if any of you guys notice, I did go ahead and buy one more share of Google on this recent dip. And when taking into account all of my past profits from trading Google options or Google equity, whatever, based on the current dividend and my cost basis, my yield on cost is actually 4% right now on Google. So even though Google's dividend is like under 1%, I believe, my yield on cost is 4%, which is pretty cool, I think. Now, I'm not at Warren Buffett levels yet where his yield on cost on Coca-Cola is like over 100% or something stupid like that. But still, I'm happy. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments section. But I think the last time, the last transaction that we left off at in the previous video was this Amazon trade. As you guys can see, I did go ahead and close my Palantir covered call. So I do have two covered calls on Palantir right now. But the previous one that I had for as an earnings hedge, I did make almost $525 off of that one. And of course, I did take that $500 and put it right into RAPX. Then of course, I did get my TLT dividend and my very small events contract that I had put before. I think it was like 33 cents or so. Yeah, 33 cents that I put into this. And unfortunately, I did get this one wrong, but it was just a little test that I was doing with the event contract, just to test the functionality and all that. Of course, being a Robinhood user and a Robinhood shareholder, I just like testing the new features as they come out. And by the way, if anybody at Robinhood is watching this, of course, please give me the gold card. I really want to test that out. But as I've stated before, I did go ahead and buy another share of Google on that dip. Then I got my thick RAPX dividend. And then, of course, I sold that Palantir covered call. And then I took some of those premiums and bought Pepsi, RAPX. And then, of course, today I got my American Express dividend.